I didn't go to work yesterday. I put on my face, I pulled into the parking lot, and then suddenly I had a pain back here, and then all the way down my arm, and I had no grip in my right hand. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I was already at work. So I went in, I talked to my boss, I told her I wasn't gonna go. I was gonna go to the emergency room. So I got there, told them what was going on. Within 15 minutes, I had monitors hooked up to my heart. Obviously, everything was fine. I don't know what it was. They gave me a shot. Well, they didn't give me a shot. They put it in my IV. And like 30 minutes later, everything was fine. I could grip again. Everything was fine. And you saw me when I was doing my makeup. I could grip. It was very sudden. I was like, I don't like this. So, I don't know. I tried to read the little thing, but I do legal work. Well, not now, but that's my background. Legal words I understand. I don't understand medical things. So, I don't know what the hell it was. Doesn't matter. Everything is fine. I got a clean bill of health. I got a note for the doctor from yesterday. Not that they're going to say anything, because I always go. But if I expect all of my kids, my baby servers, to give me doctor's notes when they call out, then I have to also give doctor notes. Because I have a big philosophy where is, if it applies to you, it applies to me. Which is probably why they like me. Well, one of the reasons they like me. When I manage. I don't expect them to have one level and me to have another level. No, the rules apply to all of us. Happy Father's Day, by the way, to all of you that are some sort of father figure. It looks like my shit's all crooked, and it's fine. I do have time before work. It's only 12:20. However, I am going to... Bubble keeps popping up. I am going to go to see my dad. I've told him this for several days. We had to talk about it for several days. And then he just asked me, what is this? Anyway, and then he asked me a few minutes ago. We were texting. He's like, will you have time to get me out of here today? I said, no, not today. And he's like, well, I sure would like to get out of here. I said, We spent all day out on Tuesday. I saw you after work on Thursday, Friday. And we have plans to go out on Wednesday. I have to go to work today. I will not have time to take you out today. The problem is with the dementia, he doesn't remember. So after we talk about Father's Day, everything, right? We just talked about Father's Day. We already did this. And then we talk about the getting out of there, and I'm like, respectfully, no. He asked me, what are your plans, if any, for Father's Day? Scroll up. We've been talking about it since 8 o'clock this morning. Please scroll up. But I didn't say that. I just told him I'm getting ready. I'm going to come see him, then we're going to go to work. He's like, well, they're about to serve lunch. Do you have time to take me out? No. Go ahead and eat without me. I will not be there in time to eat with you, and I don't have time to take you out. So eat there. I had yogurt and a little apple probiotic yogurt drink I got. It's a International World Market. You gotta keep them frozen. I wanted to get a different flavor, but they had the little apple ones, and I'm just like, all right. I left it in the fridge to thaw. It's better the next day because it's still kind of slushy. But I didn't have time yesterday because I spent, time getting ready, and then I got to work, and then my body decided to get fucking spicy for a minute. And I was like, okay, this is weird, don't like that. And then I spent so I got there at 3. And I left at like 7. I had a CAT scan, MRI, the EKG things all over my chest with little stickers. An IV. Chest x-ray. So apparently my brain's fine. No brain tumors or anything. Everything looks good. Everything looks fine. Except for they found like a nodule or something on my thyroid. So he's like, you need to follow up with your primary care doctor. I haven't been to a doctor, a primary care doctor, since before the kids were born, and they're 27. I don't go. I need to, but I ain't got fucking time. I mean, I'm not afraid of doctors or anything. I don't have time. I work all the time. I had to raise my kids. Kids are raised. Now I take care of my dad. When am I going? So, yes, I do need to go and check about the thyroid. But I already knew. Because, okay, back in 2015 or so, when I went to one of my doctor's appointments to get the birth control implant, she was feeling my thyroid. She goes, there's a nodule on there. And I was like, oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. That is why I had such a hard time, probably, with my diets. And why, even on days I'm eating less than 1,200 calories, I could not lose weight. I can lose weight. But I can't lose weight if I'm eating, like, 1,500 calories a day. Even though my basal metabolic rate is, like, 1635. Because something's going on with my thyroid. So, I know this, so I've just adjusted. It's not ideal. And I would love to just have some fucking time to go and get it taken care of. But it doesn't look concerning, according to the doctor I saw yesterday. He's like, it's just something you might want to think about. I know. Anyway. I'm not being cavalier about my health or anything. It's just, I really just don't have time. And I have health insurance now. I don't always have health insurance. I had it for like 2 years, right? And then I didn't use it once. And then I didn't have it. And then I did have it. And then I didn't have it. Luckily, one of the times I did have it was when I broke my hip. You know, if we're going to work with a broken leg for 2 weeks. I love, yesterday, she's like, the little nurse came in, she goes, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your pain level? Let me tell you why that's not a real good base for me. And so I told her that I waited tables for 2 weeks on a broken leg. I said, my pain scale is a little skewed. If I can walk, I will walk. I have no cartilage in my left knee. And I walk about 5 miles a day. On a slow day. So. We are not doing pink today. We did pink yesterday. And then we went to the emergency room. We're still wearing a pink shirt though. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna find my blues. Where are my blues? Are they over here? That's cream. That's brown, brown, brown. Where the fuck are my blues? Since I straightened everything up, I was like, what did I do with my blues? We're gonna do blue today. I'm gonna put all the pinks back because we just got all the pinks out. I need to wash my brushes again. It's fine. Okay. God damn it. Ow. I think this was my old debit card from the bank that I closed the account on. But it's a good card, so. I mean, it's a good card for this. It's not like a usable card. Like, I can't use it for its intended purpose. But yeah, I went to work yesterday because I was already there when the incident happened. But I'm good. I mean, do I really want to wait tables on Father's Day? Not really. I have a feeling it's going to be a shit show today. Am I going to go and hope for the best? Of course I am. But like I tell all the baby servers when they first come here, you know, temper your expectations. This is a steakhouse in the mall. Yeah, you're going to find people who've gone out and they're dressed nice. And then 2 tables over, somebody's going to be wearing a fucking Snuggie. Would I go out to eat wearing a Snuggie? No. But you know, whatever. I don't understand the Snuggie. I mean, I could kind of see bringing a blanket or something if you're going to the movies, because there's a movie theater in the mall too, right? So I get that. I have brought blankets to the movies more than once because they have those reclining seats, and so you get in there and you just cover up and you're all cozy and you put your feet up. Nice. Would I wear a Snuggie to the movies? No, probably not. But even if I did, would I wear a Snuggie when I went to go eat afterwards or before? No. And that's another thing. if you know you have somewhere to be, like the other day, we had this family come in, right? They got there at 2:30. Okay? They got there at 2:30. And at 2:45, they called me over as manager that day. And they're like, we gotta go. The girls have a game at 3. Why did you come to a sit-down restaurant? If the girls have to be at the game at 3, did you really think that you were going to sit down and get your fucking steak and be able to eat it and leave in 15 minutes? I don't. If I have to get my kids somewhere in 30 minutes and they haven't eaten, we're going to swing through McDonald's. Okay? We're not. We are not going to a sit-down restaurant and then trying to make the poor little waitress feel bad. I wasn't the waitress, but the poor little waitress feel bad because your food wasn't ready. First of all, she got no control over your fucking food, man. She put the order in. You'd been waiting 12 minutes. You had your appetizer. She was not slacking. So, adjust your expectations. And then I have to put this on. Oh, I don't have to put this on. But I have to put this on. And then I am going to spray the fuck out of it. Because now I have to go to the nursing home. Oh yeah, the other day. Technically, it is an assisted living home. Right. This is what it's called. It's an assisted living home and rehab facility. My dad said the other day that he feels like he's in a nursing home. Sir, you were in a home surrounded by nurses. I know what he's saying. But that's not the kind of place this is. And I have not just dropped him off and abandoned him to the wolves. There's eyeliner. Why is it over there? I thought that was fucking eyeliner. I spend at least 20 hours a week with him. And then I work about 40 hours a week. Sometimes slightly less, sometimes slightly more, but about 40, we're going to average. Except for 2 weeks ago when I worked 52 hours. Fuck that noise. But it was a fucking week. So anyway, I played The Sims again last night since I had an unexpected rest of my evening. So my girl with all the children, when I said I couldn't, every time I turned around she was sneaking off with her husband. One of her aspirations was have another child, and I'm like, ma'am, you have an infant right now. Apparently she needs another kid. And I was like, you know what? And so I aged up the twins. And one of them was active, but she had no real ambitions, you know? She wasn't driven, she wasn't motivated, she was just like, okay. And so I moved her out, gave her a little bit of money, moved her in with a roommate on Solani. And I went to go check on her, right? She came into the house. I moved her in, and I went to the house to check and make sure she's going to get settled in okay, and she's not going to, like, kill her roommate who she just met. Girl came in, made a grilled cheese sandwich, and then left the house and jumped into the ocean. I was like, okay, so that was a good one. The other girl, she is a very overachiever, is one of her quirks, right? So she is an overachiever. So I was like, okay, I'm going to send you to school. I'll let you go to school. So she went to school. She graduated with an A+. She wrote 9 books. She went on a date with this guy okay, so mom asked us, her mom, not my mom, obviously. Her mom asked us to go hang out at the onsen with her. And we're like, yeah, sure, because we had time. She was also on the soccer team. Anyway, so we went to go do that. And I'm sitting in the onsen with my mom. You know what I mean? And this guy gets in the onsen. I was like, hello. And so we started talking. And within 10 or 15 minutes of my time, it was almost 11 o'clock, and our friendship bar was like halfway, and I was like, okay. As of yesterday, we were married, and he's moved in. She has 10 books that she's getting royalties from. She's on the freelancer path where she's an author, so she's also writing books for other people. She's getting bonuses. We went on a date right before we got married, and we went to the boba tea place. I created an outfit. It's a little thrifty thing. Then he left, and there was like a flea market across the street. So I went over to the flea market to, look at stuff. I bought a cute couch, all that. And I don't know how comfortable it is. It's still in my inventory, but it's there. I go get a glass of tea in real life. I go back to check and make sure that, she hasn't set anything on fire. She's got a violin, and she's playing, and it says, level, she got skill level 3 on violin, and I'm watching all of these simoleons pick up. She's in the middle of the flea market playing her violin, and people are paying her. She got the entrepreneur trait. I can't leave her alone for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, her twin sister in the game, is a beach bum. And then my oldest brother, who's still younger than the girls, he's still in high school. Last I checked, he was still in high school. I don't know why I'm telling you about my Sims. I just think it's fascinating. He introduced me to a new sibling. So we have a new sibling. When I sent her to college, she had an infant sister named Erica. And when I got back to visit, when I got done with college, she had a toddler sister named Emily, I think. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to relax. What's funny though is she's Sabrina Marcus. She is ambitious. And family oriented. So apparently she's just, look, I have open bedrooms now. Anyway, I am talking about The Sims because I am just so fucking tired. And right now, everything is kind of on hold. I did go to the ER yesterday. Spent hours in the hospital. So it's not like I'm, just laying around playing video games. But the things I want to do, I can't do yet. I'm just kind of stuck for the moment. So, I'm still at my Duolingo, like 287 days today. I did that yet. I almost didn't do it yesterday. I'd completely forgotten. And then I was sitting at home after I got out of the ER and I got some Taco Bell. By the way, they now have a mini taco salad. It's not as good as the big taco salad, but I was like, oh, they do have a taco salad. And so I got it, and it's like a lettuce bowl or something. I mean, it is the taco salad bowl, but it's this big. I was like, well, that is disappointing, and I'm glad it wasn't the only thing I ordered. I got that and a chalupa and an enchilada, but the enchilada is still in the fridge. I'll probably have that for dinner tonight, or yeah, well, dinner tonight, because tomorrow I'm working 10 to 8, and then ish. And then Tuesday I'm working 10 to 8-ish, and then Wednesday I have that job interview. So, all right, it is 12:46. I need to go. I'm gonna see my dad and remind him again that I've already given him his gift, because I thought last Sunday was Father's Day. So I got him a new card, right? A new Father's Day card. But when I was cleaning out my mother's closet, I found last year's Father's Day card. I briefly considered just giving him last year's Father's Day card, but I found it after I'd already bought this year's. But I was like, I mean, technically, I could probably give him the same card, and he'd never know. But I won't do that. I've already bought the card. So, what I think I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to keep it. And I might give it to him next year, because it was last year's card. Anyway, this is the look we're going with. I like it. It's a lot. It's especially a lot for a Sunday. But it's Father's Day. And I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of big tops. I don't want them. What I really want is a whole bunch of, like, 2 tops. Give me the line, please.